Good morning, travelers. This is Tara here at Hidden Lotus Tarot. I got up early this morning. Just kind of woke up and went outside on the back porch, and it was so foggy outside. Kind of, it's putting me in the Halloween spirit. But I'm coming to you today to do a new moon reading. The new moon is going to be coming up on the 13th, and kind of wanted to see what could be in store for us coming up. I spent yesterday, my daughter and the dog and we went out hiking among the dunes on the beach, watched a gorgeous sunset, and really, despite the snakes and the bugs, it was absolutely a great time. So I have here today the Rider-Waite deck. I'm waiting on some new cards to come in. A friend of mine purchased me the deck because I couldn't find them anywhere in the States. So I have the Rider-Waite, I have the Heart Oracle cards, and I have the Sibyllus. And I've already pre-shuffled the cards. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. This is a general reading to see perhaps what energies are going to be coming in with this new moon. I can honestly tell you that the past 3 weeks during this Mercury retrograde have been very, very challenging for me on a couple of fronts. I was really stymied. I could not even get any messages from the cards. My communication intuition was completely blocked. And I'm a Virgo Sun, Gemini Moon, so that's a double Mercury rulership. There was a couple of people that commented on one of the videos that they were having a really tough time as well. So I pretty much had to go silent. I know that 3 weeks is a long time if you're expecting a reading from me, to hear from me, but in a situation like I just went through, and I think this Mercury retrograde was particularly difficult because it fell so close to the eclipse, I would just prefer not to put out any messages because I don't feel that the work would have been the best and or the most accurate. So we're going to see. I'm starting to feel like my whole self. My energy levels are coming back. My thinking is starting to clear up. My confidence has increased. So we're just going to see what could be coming here with this full moon. Again, as I say, this is a general reading. So, whatever crops up is what crops up. It may resonate with some of you. And for some of you, it may not resonate at all. We'll just have to get what we get. Okay. We're going to do 9 cards down with the extra few cards out. And then if need be, we're going to take the Sibyllus and see what's coming up with the Sibyllus. All right, so here we go. Wow. A lot of decision making. Going on. Okay, well, this doesn't look too bad. Looks like there's a few challenges. Well, there's one of my dreaded cards. I'm going to pull one more. Okay, and then we're going to see what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, the Hierophant. There we go. Now, let me take a look and see what I can see here. 2 major arcana cards, 2 threes, 2 fours. Okay. It would appear as though there have been some decisions that have cropped up, some challenges in terms of making a decision on something. With the way the cards fell, in the center here, I have this 2 of Cups. This kind of looks like a love reading, but the energy is kind of all over the place. It's like we have a go and then a stop, and then there's conflict and there's strife and there's doubt. But there are a lot of decision cards. Well, not really a lot, but there are decisions, and there seems to be some guilt or doubt or worry about it. I know I hate the Nine of Swords, but there it is. Now, really, we have two court cards here. We have two females. But these could also be energies as well. So it appears that, and the whole top line, this is swords, yeah? And I don't even know if you saw those. These are swords. And then smack in the center of these swords, we have this card of judgment. So it appears as though what has come out of the eclipse is there was a situation that called for perhaps something to slow down or be halted, where perhaps emotions were removed from this, whatever this situation is, and one had to become logical and rational. But again, as I say, with the hand held out, for me, this is something that was done that this decision, maybe it wasn't a head-on decision, as if maybe a decision was come to, was arrived at, but it was arrived at in kind of a roundabout manner. But yet with the hand held out, it still appears that there is some room to go forward. Whatever this decision is, you're being called to, this is about a new lease on life. This is a rebirth. And in a situation like this, the way the card fell out on the top row, I'm going to say indeed that this is something that was major. It was a major occurrence that has come about, and it is really requiring you to, I want to say, there's a feeling of resistance in this. But typically when judgment comes, it's like you're being made an offer, you're being given a choice by the universe. But in a sense, those people are dead, and they are arising from the dead. They are hearing the call of a new life, a new lease on life. This is drastic change and review. So it's as if, even though if you're trying to resist this change, it's happening whether you want it to or not. You can either go with the flow and embrace the change, even as frightening as it may be, or you can do what you're doing right now, which is resting on it. And of course, if it's something major, you do want to give it some weight, some thought, be patient, be cautious, be prudent, use all of your tools, your knowledge, your skills, in order to, hopefully make the best decision for yourself. What it is predicated around, here in the center row, we have the Six of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. So it looks like whatever this thing is that came that caused you to stop was really a victory for you. And it does relate to this Two of Cups, because he's literally is as if the person stopped, they heard the call, they heeded it, they've rested on it, and then they got up, and now they're moving forward. That's really how the story with the cards, how they're coming out. Whatever this is, this victory, it is all based around this, the card of union, harmony, balance, emotional support, spiritual support, mental support, physical support. It is about the blending of two things, the synthesis of two things that are coming together to make a third thing. And this thing is always, this card always speaks to, this is not a choice. This is not the card of the lovers. This is something that is absolutely true and real and sincere. You don't get those offers. Those things don't come around to you too often. Now, this Queen of Wands is kind of the odd person out. So I'm not sure if this has to do with the eclipse, if it's just fire energy, or if this is actually a person. It could be all three things, but this is about confidence. It is about power. It is about sexuality. It is about someone who is very sure in the knowledge of themselves, what they can bring to the table, what they have to offer, and it speaks to excitement. Now, for some reason, there's this feeling of lack, and it could be really have to do around finances. Maybe someone's finances have taken a dip, but it could also just be a lack of faith and spiritual belief that this line above can really be true. We have this. Now, I've been telling you guys all along that this Six of Pentacles was about give and take, and one person giving to another. One person's receiving something more than the other. But this came up, I think, in a personal reading for someone that I did about a week or so ago. And another message is that the person who's doing the giving may, in fact, may have their own needs that they're not getting met. They're continually giving, but they're not getting anything back out of the situation. I've always been telling you, well, this person is paying more attention to one person than another person. But what about the guy who's actually doing the giving? I mean, it's a reciprocal, it's a two-way street, not a one-way alley. And there is, even though we have this card, there is some type of celebration in this, some kind of joy, some kind of happiness that surrounds this. What we have is as if the person was resting, and this has come along. This is an offer. This is an offer, but perhaps there's something lacking, or perhaps one of the partners, or maybe both of them, feel that there's something lacking in the offer. And it could be they feel that it's something lacking within themselves, that they feel that this is not, they're not going to be capable of coming to this place. But this card, the Judgment card, says you've contemplated this, you've thought about it, and it appears with this outcome card, the last card, the exit card out, is that you have decided, for whatever reason, that this is something really, perhaps you see the value in it. Perhaps at first you did not see the value in it, and now you're starting to recognize the value of it. And you have come to the decision that, maybe this is the right thing for you. This card says it is. This card is also about recognition, and the guy's writing in from a victory, and people are hailing him. So it's about receiving those honors and those accolades, those sort of like the three of coins, only this is better. So with the 2 6s, but there's something here where there's something wrong with someone's thoughts. This card is about worry, insomnia, anxiety, repressed feelings. It could be guilt. Perhaps someone was wronged in a way in this situation, but I don't feel, from looking at the cards, there is no 7 of Swords, there is no Moon, if there was some hurt feelings, it was not done from a malicious standpoint. So maybe somebody has some guilty feelings of maybe hurting someone else in the process of whatever this decision-making thing was. I'm kind of getting that perhaps there may be an apology coming, or maybe someone wants to apologize, but haven't quite figured out exactly how that can come about, or maybe even they may feel that they don't even owe the person an apology, because we have this card. This is kind of like, should I or shouldn't I? I'm going to put all my ships out to sea and see what comes back. You know, if I do that, and they, you know, or if I don't do that, you know, this is really, again, it's about a decision. It's just, this is the oddest energy. And someone is holding back. Somebody is holding back. So this could have to do with this feeling that I'm getting of an apology. Somebody could be holding back on the apology. Maybe they're trying to gather more information or gather their courage or their strength. I don't see the strength card here. This is really an odd reading, because it's really, even though this is the most negative card, it's really all about thoughts. You know, it's not something that is based in reality. It's illusory. It is the fear, the ego coming forward. And maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe it all stems around egos. Someone has been, they're not sure what to do. Maybe they're feeling one way and they're thinking another. Down the center we have the judgment, the decision, and look at this. It's beautiful. The judgment, the Two of Cups, and really, this is saying that the universe has brought a situation to you that is really everything you've ever wanted in terms of give and take. As I said, this person that's doing the giving may need something given back. Maybe they're giving and giving and giving, and they're not receiving anything. Yeah, instead of it being the other way around, this person over here not getting anything. This person who's doing the giving is doing a lot of giving. They're supportive, they're kind, they give advice, they help financially, they give pep talks, you know, but maybe nobody's asked this person what they need, you know, and maybe that's the issue of why there's this crazy stop and go energy. But the universe, and this we know is the card of institutions, hierarchies, traditional things, ritual, and the card of doing the right thing, of adhering to the social norms. And maybe the reason why there is this kind of stop and go. I mean, we have this, it was a go, and then it stopped, and then it stopped, and then it stopped, and now it's a go all the way across. But this is the odd card out. I'm trying to figure out how this fits in. And it's as if this is a go, and then there's a stop. And then there's kind of a move forward. And then there's a go forward. And then there's a stop. And then there's another contemplation of going forward. And then there's another stop. And then this might be another going forward. This is really, I want to pull one more card from here. Look at that. So to me, this speaks of self-imposed limitations on yourself. Something that's preventing you from embracing this. But the Hierophant is here to teach you a lesson and tell you that you should most definitely go for this, irregardless of the pain and the fear and the nightmares and the limitations. But again, this is a self-imposed limitation. And if it's self-imposed, then you can change it. You can free yourself. And maybe this is why you're feeling this way. It's like you don't know how to break away from this feeling. This is your fear, and this worries you. It keeps you up. And this, you're keeping yourself in a self-imposed prison. When really you have the ability and these two cards together really speak to someone who's holding themselves back in a way. They could be holding on to finances. It could be that they feel that their finances are not good enough to go through with this. It could be that their emotions, or they're trying to deny what they're feeling to go through with this. This is just an odd energy. I can't even really explain it to you. And I'm hoping this reading is not crappy, because it's the strangest thing. You know, you have been given, something happened, you came to a decision, a call of life, it was a victory for you. And it does have to do with balance and union and fairness, which is what this card speaks to. And I don't know if it revolves around this person, or if this is just the way the situation comes out, that it's going to be something that embodies the queen, the qualities of the Queen of Wands. You know, it could be the type of relationship in which your business will prosper. You'll start making more money. You'll start feeling more confident. Your sex will be great. You'll have more joy. You'll have more fire. You'll have more vitality, and everything is going to just be better. I don't know. Let's see what the Sibyllus may have to say. I have not, and I love it when I tell you people, I was like, man, I don't know what's going on. And really, I don't understand what I'm seeing here. And I love it when some of you email me and be like, I can tell you exactly what's going on. This is just an odd reading. It is as if the cards are trying to show me something. Whatever this is, it is a fully matured manifestation. These three cards across the center at the present moment right now. This is something that really is fully manifested. But there's some resistance to it for someone. I want to look at, because I'm so perplexed by this Queen of Wands, let's see what she has to tell us, if anything, if we can gain a little bit more insight on that, because they kind of support each other, you know. We do have 2 threes, and we do have 2 females. But again, you know, it doesn't have to be people. It could actually be energies. And then we have 2 twos, because the judgment is 20, and that reduces down 2 plus 0 is 2. So there's 2 twos. And to me, this card is speaking of a hesitation. There's a hesitation to go forward this time. Normally when I see this card, this is somebody who's willing to take the risk. They've sunk all their money, their time, excuse me, invested everything they have in it, and they're, you know, putting it out to sea, and they're waiting to see what comes back. But for some reason, this time in this reading, this is showing up to me as a hesitation. And it could be because it's surrounded by these somewhat not positive, but somewhat not negative cards. Let's see what this Queen of Wands speaks to. Okay, we have the Gran Consolazione. This is great achievement after a long time. But then we have this thief, the Yadro, coming. And to me, this is a change coming in. And it has to do with loyalty and fidelity. So I'm going to say that this is both a person and an energy. It is as if this person, and look, don't be calling, emailing me talking about, oh, well, I'm not a fire sign. We're not going to say that it does represent fire, but we're not going to ascribe that and make it just that, because at any given point in time, everybody can embody fire, air, water. Everybody can do that. What we're saying is that this person who has come in, there's a change in the way the person is viewing things about what they consider to be a great success, or how they viewed their successes in the past. I'm not viewing this as someone coming in and stealing this away. What I'm viewing is that this is being removed, yes? And what it's leading to is a new, perhaps a new loyalty, a new fidelity, a new understanding of what these things mean. It's as if this is being ignited in someone. And the cards are saying to grab it, whatever it is. That's a really interesting trio of cards. Let's see what the Judgment has to say. Again, we get the card about success coming out first. And this is as if this is the King of Hearts, the Gran Signore, and he's looking back over what his successes were. But it appears that he's been having trouble with his successes in whatever area he's been having. And so Judgment has come in and asked him to review what he considers a success. It is as if the message is being repeated. This person is being given an opportunity to do something different, to look at a drastic change, a drastic review. What really is success? What does that really mean to you? And if everything you've done up to this point hasn't really worked out, what's the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, now the universe has stepped in and said, well, you know what? I'm going to present you with something. I'm going to present you with something that's going to allow you to reassess what it is that you consider to be successful. You know, this, whoever this is, whatever this is really going to, is the key to you becoming successful. We have that card right underneath. I want to look at this 5 of coins, and there's a conversation having to do with business and contracts, that a change has come in. So indeed, this could be that this business person here has perhaps suffered some financial losses or financial difficulties, and perhaps this is one of the reasons why they don't feel that things have been a success. Because we have this 2 of Cups in the center, it is as if the cards are saying to me that the person is the kind of person this is a person who feels that if their money's not right, don't nothing go right in their life. Okay, and maybe that's what the issue is. Okay, because truly, just because you have money or don't have money doesn't mean you don't have something that you can contribute. And maybe because this person has been doing so much for other people, and now the tides have turned for them in some respect, somebody else needs to come in and help them to regather their mojo back. And indeed, the universe has put that person in your path. What I want to look at is this 9 of Swords and this 8 of Swords. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, it's not funny. Indeed, it relates to this card and this trio of cards. This person is worried. They have fear and anxiety because their financial situation is indeed screwing with their intimate love life. I don't think I need to go into any more details about that. And they're quite surprised by that and very worried. But the odd thing is it's kind of predicated on this. It's as if the person has been trying to muster up some love mojo, but they haven't really been able to, because they're There's this that's bugging them, but I think the real issue is that they've already met their match and they know it. Maybe they feel that this match won't accept them because their finances aren't straight, which would be silly. Because if that's the case, the other person that you're interested in wouldn't matter if you guys live, slept in the backseat of a car. Really, that's what that card says. Now, this Eight of Swords, limiting yourself, feeling as like the victim. The victim. This is the victimization card. Someone needs help figuring out how to get out of this, and it's as a friend. So if you're going through this, no matter which side you're on, you're confused, you don't know. You do know what to do. You just have so many other irons in the fire maybe right now, you can't think straight. So this card represents the confidant, a trusted friend, a trusted confidant. So, my suggestion would be to whoever this represents to you, this person can help you. Perhaps they can stand back and be objective and help you to at least change the way that you think and view yourself, not in the victim situation, but just to recognize that, cycles happen, these things happen. This Four of Coins, and again, it speaks to perhaps you've lost some money and you're just trying to maintain and hang on to what you have. Now, to me, this is very telling because we have false deceit. This is a card of longing, but it also speaks to regrets, and then there are messages. And what this says to me is that you are hanging on, if this is your belief, if you believe that your funds are not enough for this person, your financial situation is going to cause someone not to accept you, this is a false thing. And I think you're starting to hear that. Maybe this is the message that is coming to you through the cards. And, if you don't get it together, you're going to have regrets because it's not true. It's an illusion. And maybe I'm supposed to give you that message. Maybe that's why the cards came out the way that they did. You just never know what you're going to get with the Tower. Let's look at this Four of Swords up here at the top. Okay. So what this says is that something did come in that you had to kind of go, whoa. And whatever it was, the universe came in to say to you, you're going to have to change what you're doing because it's not right. And we know that it was predicated on someone who perhaps was used to doing things in a certain manner. They've always had success with that in the past, but it's no longer working, okay? Because what these three cards say is that crap came to a complete stop. Because there was an extreme misfortune that this is the widow, this is the man alone. This is someone who's tied to his past. And this, who had to come to a stop, was predicated on foolish behavior. Not the incorrect thinking, or perhaps the belief that you could continue to do the same things over and over again and keep getting the same result. But the universe stepped in and said, hell no, that's not right, and I'm fixing to do something and show you that it's time now for you to change. And if you can embrace this change, that's a victory. And it appears that you may be moving towards that. The last card out I want to look at is, what is this Hierophant all about? Because that's not even kind of fitting in. Okay. It looks as though there are still hopes of a reunion. with someone. So is as if these people, this is actually based on something that's solid. So to me, this is somebody you already know, who's around you in your midst. Um, and this coming in is, to me, it's like the universe saying, yes, it's the right thing. And even the card underneath here, the Six of Cups. And if we pull these two down, I'm going to turn that over so that doesn't distract you. That gives us 1, 2, 3 sixes. 3 sixes. And if I'm not mistaken, 3 sixes indicate an exciting, passionate romance. I'm going to double check that. But this is, there's, the cards want to tell me something more. This is what I can get. They want to tell me something more, and I just can't, uh-oh, hang on, 1 second. I just can't pull it up. I wish I could. Let me check on the 3 sixes, because if I'm not mistaken, that's what it speaks to. Not the 3-6 mafia. Hold up now. Okay. Here we go. So we first had 2 sixes, okay? And what this card is saying is that what the 2 sixes speak to is justifiable faith in a partner. 3 sixes tells of an exciting romance. They imply that there are romantic times ahead. Now look. 3. Trying to make sure there's not 4 sixes in here. Look. Whatever this is, pay attention. And if you have any doubt and any hesitation, this is right smack in the center. So when this happens, the cards are trying to get your attention. Right down the center of it, we have this Judgment, a call, something brand new, and it's a beautiful gift being handed to you. Even this card speaks to gifts and prosperity and sharing and fairness and balance. So if you've been feeling like you've been doing all the giving, that man in the center, that person in the center, and you haven't really been getting anything back, there's a change. You just have to accept it. Now, the card that fell out for the Oracle deck is the 2 card, and that is the High Priestess. I'm going to pull one more, and the Throat Chakra. Oh, that's a contradiction too. We know that the High Priestess typically is someone who's very in tune psychically to what's happening. We know that she is the keeper of knowledge. But in this deck, it's known as the Listen card. Okay. And it says to take a moment to quiet your mental chatter and listen. It is important to pay attention to what the other person is really saying. Didn't I just say that? Pay attention. Too often in conversations, you're already planning what you're going to say while the other person is still talking. You make assumptions about where the conversation is going and plan your part of the conversation accordingly, even working the conversation to a desired outcome. When this happens, you don't truly hear what the other person said, and in doing so, you weren't present for that person. Listening starts with becoming quiet, centered, and totally present. Listening involves many senses. Use your eyes to see the body language of the other person. Use your ears to hear not only the words spoken, but also the tone used to express them. Use your intuition to get a sense of what the person's really saying and feeling. Intuition often helps you hear what is not said as well as what is said. This is crucial to understanding the person or situation. Understanding is essential to improving the relationship or situation. Remember, once again, to center yourself and use all of your senses to understand what is actually being communicated. Listening is a gift. Give this gift to your partner, parents, children, friends, coworkers, pets, and anyone you meet. Most important, give this gift to yourself. Tune into your mind, body, and soul. Are you listening, and what do you hear? I mean, really, it could not have come out any plainer than these three cards. You know, it just couldn't have. You saw me deal the cards out. I didn't fake it. Now, the interesting thing about this card is saying to listen, not only to yourself, but perhaps what you're being asked to do is to stop trying to see if there's anything hidden in the conversation and just listen, because we have the throat chakra. Now, the throat chakra, the key words are I speak. Okay, and this chakra is associated with communication, sound, creativity, and the ability of clear audience. So again, it is about inner listening. We're being asked to listen to what our hearts, I think, are saying. It says to activate this chakra, use your voice in some way, sing, chant, hum, laugh, make some kind of noise. Energizing this chakra helps you speak your truth in a clear and kind manner, improving your relationships and increasing your sense of well-being. And I feel that whoever this person is, the conversations that you guys have had together, on every level, were perfect. On every level, you were able to hear each other and you were able to speak to each other. And not only were you doing that in a physical sense, but you were feeling it on a spiritual level, you were feeling it on a mental level, you were feeling it on an emotional level. This is the give and the take. Listen and speak, speak and listen. Goes back to here. And there is a definite balance, as what the cards are saying is that you are, these are the two cards of soulmates. Is saying that indeed you have met your match in this situation. You have met your match. And, you know, I really hope that you can overcome. It looks like you do. It looks as though you overcome this in some way. But there's still some hesitation, some fear, and a little bit of doubt. But I think if this is true, that you're going to be given an opportunity to meet this person again, or to meet them. Maybe you've just been talking to each other and you haven't had really a face-to-face. But that if it comes down, you know, because this is about traditions as well. We do have the holidays coming, so it could be that you're going to be given an opportunity. The universe is going to give you the opportunity to meet this person face-to-face. And when you do, everything is going to fall into place. It's as if the light's going to come on. Open up. Let yourself experience this and enjoy this, because it's going to be something truly out of this world, something you probably never, you've wished for it, you've dreamed for it, you've thought about it, you've longed for it, you've prayed for it, you've questioned it, does it even exist? You've manifested it, and it is here. It's already fully manifested. And no matter which way you look at this spread going around, it all comes back to this. So I hope this helped somebody out there. You know, if you'd like to get a little bit more insight into this, if you recognize yourself or you know someone in this situation and you might be called to step in and be the friend and the confidant to help them out, you know, go ahead and book a personal reading. You can book a personal reading with me at hiddenlotustarot@gmail.com. So in the meantime, this is what's happening for the new moon. It looks as though there is something beautiful. It's already here. You just have to take it and go forth with it. The new moon has produced it, has brought it, it has manifested, it is fully fledged and ready to go. You just have to go with the flow. Okay, so that's it, and I hope this helps somebody. And happy new moon. All right, namaste.